All right, we are live for another episode of Real Estate Junkies Podcast. This episode is pretty special because it is on Eid. So, Eid Mubarak to all of you who are celebrating Eid. We had this scheduled on the calendar and it fell on Eid. Usually we can't figure out which day it is. So, I just usually be like, whatever meetings scheduled on Eid, if I can reschedule them, just go through with them, even on Eid. But today I have a very exciting guest on the podcast. Damon is someone that I have known for quite some time, and every networking event I go to, I always find him there. Always smiling. This is his feature, I would say, something that it comes with him whenever you see him. So I'm thrilled to have Damon Johnson, a multi-talented dynamo in real estate industry. And in this episode, what he would do is tell us his story, his journey into real estate, how he became a real estate marketer, a visionary with a mortgage background. Right now he is a mortgage company owner and a dedicated real estate agent in the Michigan area. Damon, welcome, brother. It's a pleasure having you on the podcast finally.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been quite the journey that I was going one direction and it was like, nope, you're gonna do this too. So yeah.
So tell us, how'd you get started with real estate in the first place? How long ago was it, and how'd you come across real estate?
Oh goodness, it's been about almost 10 years now. I was a school teacher way back in the day. And we were getting laid off, and I was like, I need to find something else to do. So I started working at United Wholesale Mortgage when they were fairly small. It was like maybe 100 employees at the time.
Okay.
And just watched that grow and was a part of that growth. Along the way, we're working with real estate agents. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to get my license. So I got my license. I really fell in love with real estate. I was fortunate enough to get busy with real estate right away. To the point where I was leaving United, showing houses up until nighttime, and my weekend was like totally booked. So I went full time with real estate and social media kind of at the same time. I was using social when I first started real estate, but not like I'm using it now. And it just a lot of work, a lot of late nights, a lot of early mornings, a lot of mistakes along the way, because social at the time wasn't what it is now. There was no.
So this was 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, and for real estate, it was no like, oh, I'm gonna show you how to do real estate for social media, or I'm gonna be your social media coach. I still laugh at people like, how you? Anywho, that's a whole nother show. But so there was no. It was either you were Grant Cardone or you were Gary Vee. That was about it. As far as, this is what you do on social. This is how to build brand, and I laugh at people now. I'm like, y'all think this is so easy? It's just so funny when I get invited to a ton of stuff, and I'm like, how are you gonna show me how to do something? And I showed you copied off me, but it's okay.
David, you're hilarious, brother. So first get started with real estate. Start seeing business right away. You're using your social to get business. What were some initial struggles? Let's just be real. There was some struggles. You've seen success, but you still fail, right? You fall, you get up, right? What would you say for a real estate agent that's getting licensed? It's a different market now, right? 10 years ago was a complete different market. In 2013, 14, right? What were some struggles that you faced back then that if you were to start today, you would be aware of, or you would be focused on making sure that you don't face that today?
Probably thinking that the people that I know and my family were going to be my clients while I built up my business. I was like, well, for sure. I have like 60 first cousins on my dad's side of the family. So I'm like, okay, I know at least 10 of them will buy a house with me. Goose egg, nothing. just thinking that I'm pretty popular, just thinking that the people, friends, I graduated from a very large high school. I'm thinking like, well, oh, I'll get those people or a spinoff of those people while I'm building my business. I did not have a plan.
Uh-huh.
I did not. My first deal kind of fell in my lap, and I was like, well, oh, this is how this is going to go. So I had no like call you on Monday, email you on Tuesday, text you. I had nothing. I was
No plan. Yeah.
just really guerrilla marketing. Like, you want to buy a house? You want to buy a house? That's all because I didn't know any better. I was like, oh. Then I kind of turned it around to, I remember the realtor that I had when I purchased my first home. He was awful. You know who you are. I was like,
put him out there, bro. Put him out there.
No, it's okay. It's okay. He knows. He knows. I was like, I want to be the realtor that I wish I had. That I was like, let me really try to add some value. Here's the Gary thing. Let me try to add some value. Let me try to not be so salesy. And we'll see how this works. And so far, so good.
So when was it that your first time, for those of us know Gary V, right? When was it the first time you start? I know those of us who know you know that you are a very big Gary V fanboy, right? So
yes. No, not fanboy anymore. I'm family now.
So when was it that you start following Gary V?
Probably right when I got my license. My first assistant, because I had an assistant, I knew I needed an assistant. I was like, this isn't gonna work. My first assistant, John Verhagen, shout out to JV, was like, Damon, there's this guy I think you need to watch. And I was like, who? He was like, Gary V. I was like, what the hell is Gary V? So I watched the first. Now, mind you, we were still at work. We were still at United at work. And I watched it because we could watch videos on our phone or whatever while we were working. I watched it. It was like a little short minute clip. And I was like, oh, I quit. You know how you meet your person? People tell you that, oh, when you meet your person, you'll know. I knew. I was like, I was so enthused. I almost faked sick to go home and watch him the entire day. Because it was just a random video. I was like, oh, what?
Yeah.
So I went full pot kettle in with Gary, just like absorbed everything and made it like real estate related. When I first met him, super, super nice guy. The team really embraced me, and the rest has been like history. Hits those podcast puffs in the back. The team and he has gifted me so much stuff, so many videos, so much time. So like I can reach out to him and get answers. It's like it's beyond me. Like I was not expecting any of this. They say don't meet your heroes. Well, I met mine. My hero turned into my brother, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's like it's nonstop with them.
For sure. And since you met him, you learned social media marketing, not just social media marketing. I don't see Gary V as a social media marketer. I feel like he's more than he teaches business principles. He teaches sales principles. He teaches, life in general, right? So getting to know him and use him as your guide or mentor, right? How has that impacted your real estate journey or the way you service your clients?
Oh, I've already had. I'm a nice person. I know that. But I was like, okay, how do I transition this into sales? Because you still got to pay bills. So what I did, I took the parts of him and his spiel and his training and his know-how to make it focused more on what I needed it to be. A lot of times, and a lot of realtors, I still run into this, they're very transactional.
Yeah.
They don't follow up. They don't talk to you nice. They don't really care. If I could take anything, the care to treating my clients like I don't even have to say family because they know they are. When you get me, you know where you're getting. People that know. It's just the beginning, middle, and end, and the aftercare of the clients. Because I turn down clients. I'm like, oh, this isn't a good fit. I don't chase money. I don't have to have all the money. From Gary, I've learned to take care of to take care of them, they'll take care of you. Mm-hmm. And probably one of the biggest things I've learned from him is don't sell to the unsellable. Like if I'm pushing a program, a social media class, wink, doing that next end of this month, I used to try to really convince people like, oh, I'm the best. You should use me. I'm super creative, blah, 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 blah.
You already know you've done it wrong.
Yep. I'm like, no, this isn't. I mean, I still present to people, but I use my presentation as practice because my biggest client to date, I didn't have to present. He knew. He was like, he says, what he wanted to see like what I did, but he was like, you're hired.
So from that, you did real estate and, you're with M1 Realty, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So with M1 Realty, and then what made you decide to get into mortgage again?
Well, honestly, that kind of fell in my lap as well because I was not looking to get into that. I saw that the market was shifting and I was like, I wasn't raised to work for ourselves. I was raised to get my degree. I got my master's plus 30 in education. I was like taught to keep education, like work for somebody else.
You're brainwashed to do 9-to-5 thing.
Yeah. So I knew when I saw my own business slowing down, I was like, all right, you need to do something else as a just in case to go along with this real estate. So when I was presented with starting the mortgage company, I had some terrible dealings with loan officers. Y'all know who y'all are. And I don't mean that they were mean to me or they were rude to my clients.
They're good people. They just have bad service.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this can't be what this is like. Sometimes it's like, you know how you have a company and they take all the loans or all the business in and never turn anybody away. I was running into that where you would send your loan into an LO or a broker and the assistant was handling it, the processor was handling it. I'm like, no, I wanted you. I didn't want I know I get the team, but I wanted you. And it just it was any race, gender, whatever, they all were fumbling the ball. It was like, I was at a closing, thank God, we used United, shout out to UWM, we used United, Alicia Stanbaugh from Vanguard Title, love Alicia, was there and really walked us through the closing because we did not have closing numbers. We did not know. They bought 2 checks, which put a strain on their account. Mm-hmm. Imagine you pulling out 20 grand out your account. You're looking like, you need, one check was like 12 grand. One check was like 8 because we didn't know. And I was like, this is the last straw. This is it. I was like, 2023, I'm starting the company. So I partnered with my broker, Derek Warinka. We started M1 Mortgage Lending, and it's been pretty good. I have no complaints at all. Tired, but no complaints.
And I know you were connected with different lenders. You have good relationships in the market, in the industry. You always see you connected with different people, right? So for you to make that move over all of those relationships, has that impacted you in any way? Like getting your mortgage license, like do they give you a cold shoulder? Like, I was expecting business from you. Why'd you do that?
You know what? I told all my current LOs that I was working with at that time, I'm a don't burn your bridge type of person, but I'm also let that fucking bridge fire light the way.
Gary Vee just came out.
Yeah, because I know I can put this on anything, and everybody knows me. Every client that I've done with LO was my client. Nobody has given me a client. Not one lender that I worked with gave me a client, and they don't have to.
Yeah.
I've always brought my own book of business. So, and I'm very upfront and transparent. I told my lenders, hey, I'm opening up a mortgage company. It opened faster than what I thought, but I did tell them. I talked to them in person, email, text, phone call, whatever. Now, if it went in one and out the other, that's on them. But I feel like we live in one of the wealthiest states in America. You travel a lot, and I travel some. When you go to other places and understand the wealth that is in our backyard,
Yeah.
I think we get numb to it. You can drive through Troy, and there's a neighborhood of homes that are no less than $500,000, like everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's enough business for everybody. I know for my own book, I could live off of my book of business without affecting anybody else. So, I mean, when I go to stuff, they still say hi or whatever. I mean, I get some looks, but I'm like, what are you going to do? I'm too busy to get into it because our goals are different. They want, and it's okay. They want mortgages. I want a multimedia. I run a multimedia company with a real estate and mortgage division. We're different.
That's amazing. Okay, so now let's talk marketing, right? So
Okay.
You leveraged what you learned with Gary, and you now not only you have built your business, your book of business, and you're getting business doing social media marketing and marketing all the media marketing and efforts, but now you're doing that for others. From my understanding, when I met with you for the first time from our conversation, now you are doing marketing and media marketing for other people, other businesses, right? Where did that come from? Where did that passion come into play? Like, how'd you come up with that? Like, did you see a need in the market, or what was that journey like?
I think it was like more of a combo. The teacher in me, once you're a teacher, you're always a teacher. At the office at M1 Realty, I always, if they ask, I always am very helpful with social, telling them what works for me, what may work for them, what didn't work for me may work for them. So I'm in charge of the social media end for M1 Realty and M1 Mortgage Lending. So I kind of always have to have my finger on the pulse of what's new, what's hot, what works for our industry, what works for another industry that may also work for mortgages, real estate. Yeah. So I always get questions about, Damon, what should I be doing? What should I be doing? What should I be doing? And I just would see people starting these classes, and I would be like, I know you fucking lying. I'm not knocking anybody. I got approached for a class for like $1,500, and I'm like, you buy your followers. Why would I want you? I'm like, if you go through people's followers, you can tell that they're fake.
Yeah.
Most of them. I'm like, okay. I've been to a number of conferences where the social media expert gets up, and I'm like, who? I was like, listen, I can't be no worse than what I'm seeing. I was like, my price, my class is only $100. It's really $99. I don't believe in charging thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for a class, a workshop, 2 classes. I don't know. I try to be what I wish I would have had when I started.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not knocking anybody who charges that amount of money. If your price is your price, but I know these folks. I'm like, I went to school for Facebook. Like, I'm Facebook certified. I'm like, do you really eat, breathe, and live this while you are charging these people who are giving you their last dime to sit in the class? But if you can sell them, I'm all for it. It's like, the more expensive the class is, the more people want it, which is crazy to me. And I'm sitting here like, but this person, you know what I mean? It's like, you're buying this class or this.
Like this person, the cold call for 15 years. How the
Right.
heck they have a social media marketing?
I'm like, you do. And I always tell people, if the person that you're paying for cannot come up with 10 ideas at the drop of a hat without a laptop, without Canva, without just pen and paper, it's right. It's a problem. If they can't come up creatively with 10 things that are going to benefit you that don't
that you can apply now, you know?
If you can't come up with things that apply now, I've taken some classes from people. I said, let me just see. This one class, he was like, oh, you should post more and be consistent. No shit, Sherlock. What? I was
like, I learned that in a shorts from Gary Vee.
Right? I was like, they'll tell you how to do it. They can't tell you what to do with it.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm just here.
So I guess to me, the answer sounds like to me, it's too many fake people out here selling fake knowledge. And you knowing the background that you come from, the teacher background, knowing what it takes to teach someone and knowing what you're talking about, right? The social media marketing, you're like, you know what? I gotta
bless you.
Thanks, bro. I gotta do something about this.
Yeah, I just was like, I couldn't see it go on anymore without at least throwing my hat in the ring. You know, you sit back and you're like, wait a minute. No, like, it's like the circus has come to town and people are just marching behind it. And I'm like, you do know it doesn't cost that much to get started, right? I'm like, they aren't creating the pages for you. You already have the pages. You just need to do something with them. It just was a need. I saw a need and I saw a lot of baloney. A lot of baloney.
So tell us, what do you teach in your social media marketing courses, on the services that you provide? What do you guys do?
For the classes, I teach how to create content that'll sustain you the whole month. Because there's nothing good about getting one great post and then tomorrow you're like, what do I do now? And that's a lot of times. A lot of people have a great, colorful, great post, and then they're like, what do I post tomorrow? So I teach them how to get multiple pieces of content from a podcast, a video, a blog, how to break those pieces of content up to serve you the whole month, 6 months. You can stretch as far as you want to stretch. Yeah. How to better use their pages, algorithm-wise, time-wise, how to better interact with the people who are already following them. A lot of people will say, well, Damon, you don't have a lot of followers. And I say, I don't want a lot of followers.
You need 200 diehard fans. Right?
I said, you can have a diehard. Somebody asked me out there at VCon, and people were like, how did you do it? How, like, this one guy was like, I need a Dame. They call me DJ there. He was like, I need a DJ for my business. How? I was like, he just added so much value to me. So what I try to do in my classes, I add value to them. I don't give them, oh, if you buy the diamond package, you get me, you get all this other stuff. I give out my best stuff. I do. Like if I contract with a business or a large business, small business, individual, I give you my best stuff. I have realtors and lenders who are clients. And at first they were like, are you going to give me? Listen, I give you what I give myself. Because my name is on there. I don't want you to flop. Because if you flop, that means I'm going to flop. So I give people the best content, the best advice. I bring people in to speak to them, do short bursts with them, Q&A with them. I call it to leave it on the floor. Mm-hmm. If you do a class with me, if you do sign up with me, whatever, I leave it on the floor. Like when you leave me, you should be, both of us should be exhausted when we leave.
So in that case, this is something that I teach to my coaching clients, agents, and brokers on social media marketing. I want to get your feedback on that and see, since you mentioned a lot of what I usually do, what I usually teach. So here, what do you think about? So you know what's going omnipresence present is, right? Like
Yes.
how to become omnipresent in marketing, social marketing. So this is an example of how to go omnipresent. So you record a 15-minute video, right? Long form video, and obviously the video would be on the topic of the target audience that you will find relevant. They're either their pain, problem, desire, right? And you post a video on YouTube, then you post the audio as a podcast. You offer lead magnets to collect leads in both of these. Like you offer something for free, so you can actually get people to come into your database.
Mm-hmm.
You send the video to your email list saying that, hey, I just dropped a new video on this topic, blah blah blah, come watch. Ask them to subscribe or follow your social media platforms or your YouTube channel or your podcast. Then repurpose the video to post on all platforms as shorts and reels and TikToks, right? So 15-minute video, you can break it down to a really like 10 to 12 shorts and TikToks and reels. And then you ask them to watch the full video on YouTube. When they watch the shorts, at the end of the shorts, you tell them watch the full video in my YouTube channel. So like creating an ecosystem where your audience will just keep going in loops, right?
Right.
Or for months, because when you post those shorts, you're not gonna post all at one time. You're gonna post one and
Spread
one.
them out.
Continue to remember, that one video that I created can be marketed throughout the year, 12 months, and keep bringing traffic to you, to your lead magnet, to your YouTube channel, to your social platforms. And transcribe. So this is even next level. Transcribe your video to create a blog post. SEO optimize it, post it as a blog. Then post as long or short form value post on Facebook. So you can use that transcription, post parts of it as value posts, right? But with a picture, right? And then create carousels, right? For IG, right? Using parts of it. And then you can also send a long form email. You can create a long form email sequence with the transcript of that video into series. So when you're sending out these videos, people are going to look out for the next part, right?
Right.
Because the whole thing. What do you think about that?
I love it. And you know what's so funny? If everybody did this, they would be so much more successful. But people don't budget the time. They think that, I'm going to go in and shoot this video and I'm going to be viral tomorrow. And I'm like,
I'm going to be Gary V.
I'm like, first of all, this video is trash.
First of all, the topic nobody cares about.
I'm like,
why is there? How do you inspect a mold?
I'm like, did you test this anywhere, or did you like? I don't know. No, it's great. When I roll stuff out to people, they look like, how am I going to do all this? I was like, well, you got two choices. Either you do it or you pay me to do it.
That's great. That's actually great. Being able to provide. See, a guru from a guru. I'm talking about like quotation guru, right? When the guru cannot provide you with full solution, right? They could just teach you the woo-woo topics, right? Like, ooh, like exciting, ooh, AI, and that's all you can say. Artificial intelligence is important, right? But they can't teach you how to use it.
Right?
You have, that's when you know that's a guru.
They're so fascinated with Chat GPT and AI, and I was like, but you got Tim Byers sitting in your Facebook messages who you haven't said happy birthday to.
Damon, you gotta be a coach, bro. You gotta be a coach.
Y'all, LinkedIn, I tell people like, I don't like LinkedIn. I was like, you dingbat. LinkedIn shows you who got a promotion, who started
who got money in the pocket. Who's broke and unemployed?
It shows you. I tell people, I'm like, it shows you who got a promotion. That means it's a W-2 borrower. Please go congratulate them on that promotion. I don't care if they stay with the same company. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't know them.
I'm like, you. So when I meet people where they are, I'm just like, but you got your puppy on Facebook and wondering why your listing hasn't sold because you trying to go viral with this labradoodle. I'm like, oh Lord, no. Sometimes it's an uphill battle, and like the client I'm doing today, it wasn't an uphill battle. Our schedules just couldn't go. He gets it. When they get out of my way and they let me mold and direct and produce, and they do exactly what you tell them to do, I love those. When it's a fist fight, I'm like, okay, because like you said, that list that you just put up takes dedication. It takes time. It's not a
and you need a team to pull it off, unless you are the one who does master of all hats, right?
Because when I got a call, I was doing something yesterday. I got a call from a partner of mine at 3:30. Hey, you want to jump on the Zoom at 4? I was like, what? But when life happens, then what? So I tell people, I don't want to overwhelm you, and I don't want to tell you, but I don't want to underwhelm you either and tell you that this isn't work. Mm-hmm. Marketing, social, chat, GPT, whatever you want to call it, baby, it's another job. It is not for the weak at heart, because you see it. People will have bursts. Well, they'll post, and then they disappear. You're like, are they still
burn out?
Right. They'll post a lot and then they'll go away. I feel guilty if I don't post every day for myself, because yesterday I was like, oh my God, I couldn't. My neighbor was like, you look tired. I was like, shut up. I just could not. Yeah, it's been, it's busy. It's a lot of work, but it also speaks for itself, because when I go to meetings, when I go to stuff, or when I approach a client, they're like, I know you from somewhere. So it's helped me open the doors business-wise. It's kicked open the doors for me business-wise.
Yeah. I see what I have identified. Been using social media past 7 years. I'm big on paid marketing strategies, how to create hooks, how to create the right baits, how to have the right call to actions to generate leads. Like, I'm all about I'm not about followers. I'm not about likes and comments and shares, none of that, right? And yeah, I've been working on trying to, take the Gary Vee approach for the past 3 years, adding value, posting value-based contents. But honestly, like, it's too easy, right? Social media game is too easy. Like, you create the right ad, right hook, right bait that's relevant to your audience. What they're like, for example, first-time homebuyers would probably fall off their chair right now if I offered, hey, I have a document that will guarantee your next offer will be accepted when you submit that offer. I got a PDF for you guys. Once we get off the call, if you send me a DM saying you want that PDF, I got leads coming in my inbox, right? Yep. So I just need to spend money on ads to advertise that to first-time homebuyers that, hey, 3 secrets to guarantee your offer accepted, because that's what they are struggling with right now. Right. Or if I told sellers 3 secrets to selling your house without a real estate agent, right? Right now, that's what sellers care about. They feel like they don't need real estate agent. They don't need to be in commission. Houses are selling themselves, right? So when I know that, it's very hard to be like value-based marketing, take the long game. But I've been trying for the last 3 years. But what I have seen, when it comes to organic marketing, where it's not paid, right? It's not just dollar going into the vending machine, lead coming out, right? It's people have to actually put in the work, actually understand your audience, actually understand what their problems are, what their desires are, and create content relevant to that, so they will find it relevant, right? Actually doing research on what is trending, what topics are trending in your demographic group and a geographic group that you're targeting, right? Like if it's millennials you're targeting, what do millennials want are watching right now on social platforms? You got to do their research, right? And people start on it, people do it, they get excited by wanting to be on video. Some people like that, some people struggle with that. They still go through with that, right? And they eventually figure it out that, okay, I need to create this many videos this many times, this that, right? I need to say this, like I teach you all of that. And they go do it for a little while without setting that expectation of how long they have to do it for.
Years,
right? And I have seen four biggest four reasons why people face the burnout when it comes to social marketing, when it comes to branding or creating a brand authority, right? And the four reasons are: number one, understanding of followers versus community, right? Is that they look for followers. They like, oh, my follower count is not going up. Like, you don't gotta worry about that going up. That going up is actually a problem, because the bigger that number is, bigger your community is, the more you have to give, right? So you need to focus on who do you have. Even if it's 200 people, even if it's 20 people, you need to understand that 20 people and need to give to that 20 people to build your community, right? So that's number one reason why people fail with social marketing, is they think of like followers. They should be thinking community, right? They should be thinking, how do I add value? Then second one is copycat, right? Like, you just copy whatever you see, like, oh, whatever. Like, it's like almost every, like, you go through, someone doesn't know social marketing, you just go to their page, right? If they're posting random stuff, they're just following someone else, right? They're just following this person one day, that person one day, that person one day. That's why, like, this person doesn't have a strategy, don't even know his own path, right? So like, just constantly copying people burns people out, because there is no authenticity, right? Community doesn't click, but because community one day sees you as, Ryan Serhant, and the second day you're someone else, and second day you're Gary Vee, and third day you're Tony Robbins, right? So like, they don't even know who you are when you're not authentic, right? So the second thing is, people are not authentic. The people are not really sharing, giving them to their people. They're just like copying someone else and dropping, copying someone else and dropping. And so authenticity thing burns people out, because you have to constantly copy people, right? That's like exhausting, right? Third thing is, they don't get enough likes and comments, right? They don't get enough likes and comments, so they give up, right? And the mindset shift that needs to happen is, instead of looking for likes and comments, you should look to see if you are providing value through your content. If you're we do see the trends, the numbers, the stats, to see how much your audience is engaging with your content, to judge that if they're finding your content valuable, right? So instead of likes and comments, you gotta see, is my audience finding my content valuable, right? Are they engaging with it? Are they asking questions? When I give them call to actions, like, hey, leave in the comment what you think about this topic, are they doing that, right? Well, if they're doing that, that means they're engaging, they're finding it valuable. Focus should be on that. If you're just constantly looking for likes and comments, algorithms changing like constantly. Every hour, right? Every hour. We don't know when they're changing it. So some changes has already been scheduled, right? Like, hey, 3 weeks from now, something will like, like it will go away, right? Like, we are like researching hashtags right now. Hashtags don't even matter anymore.
They don't even matter anymore.
Exactly. So you can't like worry about likes and comments. You got to worry about, am I providing value in my content? And is my audience engaging with that value? Do they find that valuable? Like, focusing on that. And then the last one is trying to be perfect, right? Trying to have it like the perfect lighting, perfect resolution, perfect captions, perfect, like all of that. Like the picture got to look nice, instead of thinking about progress and being sustainable, right? Like, how can I consistently do this for 5 years and improve every single week, right? That should be the focus, rather than like making that one content perfect. Take 100 takes on one minute video. Like, what the heck are you doing? Like, stop, right? Just post the first one. It's okay.
They nail on the head. Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, I had to share that because like agents out there, it's like anything else in life, right? there is a right reason to do something and there is the wrong reason to do something. If you are going to do it, you might as well figure out what is the right reason to do real estate, or social media for that matter, right? And to me, there is only one reason why we would want to be on social media is for people to like us, know us, and trust us, right? It's just like anything else in real estate. When you're marketing yourself, you're trying to be the likable authority, you're trying to be the trustable authority, and you are trying to be the knowledgeable authority, right? For people to know you, like you, trust you, what do you need to do? Is it, oh, call me, my number is this? That's not gonna
Right.
get people to like you, trust you, and know you.
Nope, that's the
Put yourself out there, right? All right, thank you, brother. So I appreciate that. Now we can end with this. Maybe I don't know. I didn't even pay attention. We are at 40 minutes. I don't know.
Oh wow, it went by fast.
Tell me where you're going. Tell me, where do you see the industry is going? Where are you going with the social coaching, teaching, providing service, right? With the mortgage, with the real estate, where do you see yourself going? Let's just say 2030. Where do you see yourself with all of this? With the market, considering the market the way it's going.
Oh boy, good question. I would hope that I continue to grow, learn, and just see where this takes me, because every time that I set a goal, I hit it. And I'm like, oh, well, what now? I'm like, oh, okay.
You get confused, like, oh man, how big should I go with this?
Yeah, it's like, I honestly don't know. I know for the coaching and the social, I know the number of clients that I want. I know the number that my team and I can handle before hiring out and then going through that whole process. Real estate, mortgage wise, that train just keeps going. It's like, oh, that train is different from social because it goes without you. It's like, you better jump on, because I don't care what the rates are, what's going on economy wise. People always need somewhere to live. They are not giving out houses for free. So until they do, people will need to buy, sell, lease.
Yeah, it's not going nowhere.
Yep. Somebody's going to need something. I don't care how much people complain about prices, whatever. Somebody does not like where they live at right now.
Yeah.
They're like, they are tired of paying $2,000 a month for that 1-bedroom apartment in Royal Oak. They are like, listen, I need to get out of here. So people always need somewhere to live. So I'm like, well, as long as people need somewhere to live, I'm going to be in business somehow, some way. Social, goodness gracious, it has taken on, from me just being a practitioner of it, to people be like, oh, you're an expert. I'll be like, oh no.
If you call me an expert, you're going to miss out on a lot.
I'm like, oh no. I said, I just know what I'm doing. I was like, because it changes all the time. It's like trying to hold, it's like trying to herd kittens or hold water in your hands. Yeah. Social, from last month, has changed.
Oh yeah.
It's like, it's weird. It's so funny because I built my brand on Twitter, not Facebook.
Nice.
My Twitter following, vicious about me. What? They will share. That's why I went viral from Twitter, not from Facebook, because Facebook is local for me. The local yokels are kind of tired of me. It's okay, it happens. But on Twitter, they consider me like an influencer, like, oh, DJ's here. And I'm like, who, me? So I try to stay ahead of the curve as much as possible. I try to try new things on my own with my clients. Some things work. Some things are like, oh, maybe we released that too early. It's funny. I remember I posted, it was like a cartoon kind of it was something I posted. This company stole it. Well, not stole it. They used it for themselves. I got a phone call and they were like, "Do you work with them?" I was like, "Uh-uh." They took my post and just reworked it a little bit. And I was like, well, that means I'm doing something right because now they just stealing from me. So it's okay. But like you
That's
said,
a good sign. That's a good sign. You're doing something right.
but like you said, brother, when people, you can tell when people know what they're doing or not know what they're doing. They just go around copying and pretending to be other people. And it just wears stuff out. If you stick to who you are, what you're trying to get across, social will work for you. If you put in the work, I don't care if it's social, real estate, insurance, mortgages, whatever it is. If you put the work into it and are willing to try new things and learn new things, your business is going to take off. It has no choice but to take off because you're putting the work into it.
So do you have a message for anyone looking into utilizing social media for their growing their business or looking to start on maybe even a social media agency or anything to do with social media or real estate mortgage that's just trying to get in and trying to be successful? What's your
Call
message?
me now. I'm just kidding. To do research, do it, and get some help. I think I had help along the way for sure, because you can't do everything by yourself.
Yeah.
Get some help and get out of your own way.
Mm.
Sometimes I still see with some people, I'm like, oh my God, they in their own way. It's such a narcissist. They just can't get out of their own way. It's like, all right. But yeah, if people are just getting started, the internet is much more a great source of information than what it was when I started. Use it, keep posting, keep trying, keep researching, keep doing everything. Keep your day job. If you have a day job, don't quit immediately. I quit and was like, what do I do now?
Hey, you did good. You did good.
I was
maybe
like,
that's a good advice.
Good. Keep what it say? Keep the 9 to 5. Your empire is built from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. I talked to this one guy yesterday. He's a realtor, and he was playing Call of Duty. I just checked in on him. I said, "What are you doing?" It was like midnight. He was like, "I'm playing Call of Duty." I said, "And this is why your business hasn't taken off." I said, "You're rewarding yourself, but you need to leave." I go home exhausted. You need to, if you're not exhausted, it's a problem. When you just start, are you kidding me? Like for me, the mortgage company is still new. I need to leave exhausted. People don't, and they want the success without doing the work. So people are just starting, do the work. It takes time. Yes, you will have some success early, but this is a marathon, not a sprint, as Gary said. This is a marathon. You want the long play. So if anything happens with the market, you can survive it and be prosperous at the same time.
Amazing advice. And if I were to give one advice from my end would be, get out of your way. That has to happen. It's like, it's not even an advice. It's more like common sense to me, right? Get out of your own way, but surround yourself with people that will help you shrink years of trial and error into months, right? You want to get into social media, go research people that are in your environment that have done it themselves, we've been successful doing it, and now has a passion to teach it, right? That's also important. A lot of people make the mistake of like trying to be surrounded by people who have done it, but they're not teaching it, right? They're not giving out or have the passion to give out the value and help people around them, right? So surround yourself. I think that piece in itself for me has been one of the biggest factor why I've been successful in anything, right? Is that anytime I need like right now, for the past 6 months, I've been surrounding myself with people who are leveraging AI at a top level, right? So, if it's metaverse, you got to be around whatever you want to learn and whatever you want to do and grow into. You got to go surround yourself with people who are willing and have a passion for helping you with it, right? And that's when you can take years worth of trials and error and trying to figure it out yourself into months, if not days, right? Like, 3 days, I learned this whole AI course on how to copyright, and it's crazy. In 3 days, I'm like a copywriting ninja, right? It's like if you see the post of this, whatever, everything you see writing like on this post, on this video, on the caption, I didn't write it. I even come up with it.
I could tell. I was like, somebody's using AI. I was like, here we go.
What I did? What I do is we have from our AI coaching program, we have all these prompts already pre-written, right? Like,
Yep.
okay, this is the podcast interview intro caption, right? So you put that prompt, and you put, I had you fill out when you booked the podcast, whatever information you gave, I just gave that to AI and let it do its job.
Let it do its thing.
At this point, I used to read it to see like, okay, what did it write?
I don't even read it. Just what's the worst that could happen? Just post it.
I mean, worst that could happen is more than 0.02% of my followers will read it. That's the worst that could happen. But it's been an amazing episode, Damon. I definitely have to get you back on for you to share some of the insider secrets.
I gotta bring you on Wine Wednesday. We just won't drink wine because I know you don't drink, so we'll have pop.
But definitely, you do this on live, the Wine Wednesdays on live from your office. Like, do you bring in guests in person, or do you do the virtual thing?
I do. It depends on what they want. I do it here at my office. I'm at Office Evolution. They have I use their podcast studio here, so I do it from here. I've done an episode at their office. I usually like to have it here to get them out on my territory.
Yeah.
I've done it when I have out of town guests. We use StreamYard, so we just get them in that way. I'm flexible, so. But I try to have
is your podcast on the podcast platforms already?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm going live with my episodes just to remind my viewers. On July 10, we are dropping 100 episodes of this podcast on all podcast platforms. So you're going to see that available coming up. I'm going to drop 10 at a time. I'm not going to give you guys all to 100, but I've been, grateful, and I'm humbled to be able to do this, right, in a year period since we started the podcast. So that's something I'm excited about.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's work.
It is. Yeah. It sometimes, and honestly, like when I got, like, I read a book, Expert Secrets by Russell Brunson, and I'm like, okay, here is a path. I see it, right? The path to building authority in any space. And a podcast is a big one, right? And writing a book, another big one, right? So I'm like, podcast is easy, right? Like, to me, it looks easy. I know how to get on video. I know how to invite some people. I know how to figure out the technical stuff, right? How to go on Facebook, how to go on YouTube.
Right.
I'm like, I'll just do this. I didn't even know how to get your podcast into different channels. I'm not at that point, like 1 year ago.
It is a thing. And what's so funny is that you'll be doing it and you'll be in the work, and then somebody will be like, I saw your show. It's still to this day. People be like, I love Wine Wednesday. And I'm like, when did you, like, because you don't see them watching it while it's on. Yeah. They go back and watch it after. So I'm always like, you watch Wine. This one couple was like, we listened to you and our kids, they are teenagers. You were our entertainment on the way up north. They were like, I was like, what? So yeah, people, sometimes you don't see the immediate response to it. People are listening, people are watching, they will watch it, audio it. Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on giving. It's something that I'm like, nope. I've done Wine Wednesday from a restaurant. I'm like, I got at least go on for 15 minutes. Like, nope, I'm not missing.
Amazing. Listen, it's been a pleasure. It's been a great conversation. I definitely want to bring you back for another episode. I want you to put together something for us, teach us something, right? Since you are a teacher, I'm not a teacher, honestly. I feel bad for my coaching clients sometimes.
No,
you guys got a bad teacher, but hey, I know some stuff that I can teach, okay? But I'm not really passionate about teaching people. I've never been, but it's something that I'm growing into. But definitely would love to have you teach us social media in the future episodes. It's been a pleasure again, man. Thank you for your time. Thanks for joining in, and looking forward to collaborate with you in the future in different things, different projects that we can work together on.
For sure. Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, bro.